trust you're looking forward to Sunday as we continue our study in Paul's letter to the Colossians. We'll be looking at chapter 3, verses 18 through 4:1. And Lord willing, we'll take a look at those and see what Paul's instructions are to the family and to the employers and employees. 2 Sundays ago, Pastor Jason began our study in the third chapter, which is the chapter that begins the application of what we saw in the first 2 chapters. You'll recall in the first 2 chapters, the primary emphasis there was on the supremacy of Christ. Christ is supreme over all, and as we make application of that to our own lives, we see that He's supreme over death, He is supreme over Satan, He is supreme over creation, but that application is that He has now, because He's supreme over death and Satan, He has moved us from the domain of Satan into His kingdom, into the kingdom of light. As such, then, our responsibility, the application that we would make, would be beginning in chapter 3. Verse 1 says that we are to seek and to set our minds on those things that are above. Then verse 12 begins those areas that kind of highlights how we set our minds. We put off the old thing. We put off the old flesh and we put on Jesus Christ. And so as we see there in verses 12 through 17 that there are certain areas, whether it be compassion, forgiveness, and so forth, that we're to put off or to put on. And then in verse 18, Paul drills down a little bit more into the family, into the relationships between husband and wife, parents and children, and then looking at putting on the image of Christ in the workplace. So I hope you can join us on Sunday. I look forward to seeing you.